right. Well, welcome to another episode of This Just In. I'm joined by Frank McKenna. Frank, how you doing today?
Doing good. Looking forward to seeing what you have up your sleeve today.
I got another dealer one. All
Mm,
right. You ready?
yes.
So this is another dealer out of Florida, out
Hmm.
of Orlando this time, though. So I'm
You
not,
like
I'm not
to
trying.
you pick on Florida
I
all
do.
the
I do. I'm not trying to pick on Florida. We're just seeing a lot of risky business coming out of that state
time.
recently. So this one's interesting because we think it looks like there's some insider abuse.
Mm,
All right, some
yeah.
collusion going on in the dealership.
Okay. I heard this
Um,
before.
Now, I'm not going to say her name, but let's just say she won't be selling any magic carpet rides anytime soon.
There's a woman that works in a car dealership
There's a
that you think is
woman.
involved with insider fraud. Okay.
Correct, correct. Now, in Orlando, you do expect to see a lot of tourists, but how many of them do you actually think are going to buy a car when visiting Mickey Mouse?
No, maybe a couple a year, I would think, but not
Maybe,
many.
maybe. But this dealership has had some recent activity out of state. All applicants out of New Jersey. So
Mm,
we see 23 total applications, 6 different lenders impacted, all applicants out of New Jersey, about
mm,
$890,000 in total loan exposure.
wow.
This is where it starts to get interesting.
Mhm.
Many of these New Jersey applicants, they've all recently started reporting in Florida. So maybe they're
Mm.
snowbirds. I don't know. Right. But another thing that they have in common is a phone number.
It's
Same
always
thing.
the phone number. Yes,
It's
always.
always right. It's the easy thing. But that phone number does report back to one of the true applicants. We'll call this person LD. All right. So now LD just so happens, like I said, to be one of the applicants. They just so happen to be from New Jersey. And also, they just so happen to have a criminal history in New Jersey, and
Mm.
a criminal history of forgery and identity theft.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's the kicker. There's an employee at that dealership, and this employee just so happens to live with LD at his new home in Florida.
Hmm.
And we even, took the extra step to call the dealership and just check to see if she worked there. But she did. Unfortunately, though, she could not take our call. She could because she was on lunch.
Whoa. Okay.
So luckily, fraud has been prevented in this case. Information has been shared with our lender partners so that they can take appropriate action, take the proper steps in handling the dealership and potentially the employee involved. But props to our fraud team for kind of going the extra mile and not just protecting the victims, but also potentially uncovering some insider abuse.
Wow. Yeah, this has all the markers of insider fraud, right? Usually with insider fraud, you're going to have some connection to the outside world, typically like a criminal fraud ring. In this case, it looks like maybe this woman worked at the dealership. Somebody, obviously got in a relationship with her, and maybe he's funneling fake identities that he can get the cars, but she also gets to get the sale, right? So she gets commission. Insider fraud at dealerships. It's something I think a lot of dealers need to be aware of because it's happening every day.
Happens every day. Well, Frank, I appreciate the time today. Thank you.
Yeah, great story. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of This Just In. If you'd like to know even more, head on over to pointpredictive.com for the latest fraud insights. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay secure, and stay one step ahead.